Live from our 7 Tasmania studios, your nightly news with Michael Maney begins now.
The Jacqui Lambie Network has announced its candidates for Braddon. Craig Cutts, Miriam Beswick and James Redgrave have been introduced to the state team by the independent federal senator. Ms Lambie said she wanted to offer Tasmanians a choice of a fourth political party that care about representing the people of Tasmania. The outspoken politician said both of the major parties had shelved plans to do any actual governing. 2 people have been seriously injured after a single-car rollover at Mathina this morning. Meanwhile, 2 cars were involved in a crash on the East Tamar Highway at Georgetown just after midday. Police say there were no serious injuries reported. Convicted murderer Sue Neill-Fraser has joined dozens of supporters on Parliament lawns for their annual Australia Day protest. The event also marked the 15th anniversary since her former partner Bob Chappell went missing. Ms Neill-Fraser was convicted of killing him in 2010 and was released on parole in 2022. She has always maintained her innocence. Currently banned from speaking about the case, her former mother-in-law spoke out, saying rumours spread about her are not true.
She treated us all respectfully, gently, kindly, humanely. I just can't stand that rumour out there that says she was a violent person.
To have Grandmama so beautifully and articulately stand up today and put to bed some of those rumours once and for all was fantastic.
It's the first Ms Neill-Fraser has attended a rally held by her supporters group. The annual Sandy Bay Regatta, previously held on the 26th, has been enjoyed today as the council moves away from Australia Day celebrations. Providing festivities for the whole family, the event was one to remember, especially for those receiving citizenship certificates.
Celebrating Tasmania's rich multicultural community. Those lyrics ringing true for 68 people today granted Australian citizenships.
I've been from Philippines and I've been here for 5 years with my mom.
I'm very happy because of becoming an Australian citizen.
Coinciding with Sandy Bay's Regatta, the events previously held on Australia Day were pushed back to the 27th.
The council decided many years ago to become a supporter of the Change the Date campaign. That's in respect and recognition of the traditional owners of this land.
Now in its 176th year, the regatta has stood the test of time, and for good reason. Food stalls, face painting, family-friendly rides and live music, just some entertainment on offer.
We've been going on the train ride, we've gone on the ticket ride, we've also done face painting.
Yes, he's my friend, so we met each other here, and we were just playing in the park for a bit, and then we went in the water.
Plenty of action also taking place down by the sand, from boot throwing to stand-up paddleboard sessions and swim races.
When I was younger, I actually competed in the rowing regatta here, so maybe if the wind dies down, we'll go check out some of the water events.
The packed program shortened due to the strong gusts.
We won't do anything that will compromise people's safety, so unfortunately we've had to cancel the dragon boat races and probably the kayak race this afternoon.
Attendees' expectations the only thing blown away at this year's event. Brianna Boylan, 7 Tasmania News.
The final upper section of the Georgetown mountain bike trails at Tipperary Hills has opened. It's hoped the completion will make Georgetown a tourist destination for locals and visitors alike.
There was no shortage of trail bike enthusiasts in Georgetown today, among them Amon Warburg, a cyclist keen to experience the final instalment of the Tipperary Hills Trail Network, giving it the thumbs up.
They're quite good, yeah, they're running well, good, yeah, they've done well, the trail builders, yeah.
The remaining upper section includes 3 trails, adding an additional 3-kilometre stretch to the popular 100-kilometre network. The tracks are all rated intermediate, with a mixture of jump, gravity and adventure trail styles. Even the pollies were keen to get on their bikes and test their endurance. The hills proving a struggle for some.
That throughout the trail you'll have a guidepost that will actually give ordnance of where you are. So if there is an accident, heavens forbid there won't be, but if you come off your bike and you need some help, then those will help emergency services get to you much faster.
The section officially opened by Labor Senator Helen Polley and Liberal member for Bass Bridget Archer. A $4.4 million grant from the federal government in 2019, making the project possible. Georgetown's mayor is grateful for the economic boost and tourism opportunities it will provide to the township.
At its core, it is a project which will benefit our community. It is for our community, but with the benefit of tourism and the various different offshoots that come from that.
A welcome addition to a town historically dependent on heavy industries. Melinda Ogden, 7 Tasmania News.
Strong winds and a few spots of rain haven't stopped thousands of Hobart soccer fans from getting their annual A-League fix at the spiritual home of Tassie footy. Fans of the World Game gathered at North Hobart Oval this afternoon for Western United's clash with the Western Sydney Wanderers. It's one of 3 A-League matches the Melbourne-based club will play at the ground. United will also host a men's and women's doubleheader next weekend. Gin enthusiasts were in high spirits today, sampling some of the state's finest liquors at the 7th Ginuary Festival. More than 35 distillers were on site serving up classic concoctions as well as limited releases.
Even though we all sell gin, every product is very different. The way it's made, the ingredients used.
We've got lots of really small businesses here. We've got one business here that's only in their first 6 months. So it's really exciting to be able to give them a platform.
Tickets for tomorrow's event are still available online. Scott Roth is once again lamenting the JackJumpers' inconsistency after last night's 6-point loss to the Breakers. Despite another brave fight back, a first half to forget ensured Tasmania missed a golden chance to break away from the mid-table logjam.
They finished strongly, but the JackJumpers were once again left wondering what could have been.
But our guys continue to fight, which I love, and super competitive. We're just too competitive, a little late.
You take that with the good and the bad and, you know, try and brush it off and move on next week.
Missing a chance to build on last week's win over Melbourne United. Their up and down season continues.
We've mastered the art of being inconsistent, and, you know, we just have a hard time trying to build momentum.
New Zealand putting on a first half show. The Breakers broke the game open before the main break, highlighted by a 33-19 second term.
Lamb for 3. Anthony Lamb.
I thought they just played much more aggressive than us in the first half, for sure.
As the coach searched for answers, Parker Jackson Cartwright dined out.
Jackson Cartwright gets Crawford up and knocks down that 3.
The lead reaching 20 points in the third term before Doyle and McVeigh led the fight back.
Grimmick trying to rip it through. Bang goes Jack McVeigh.
The lead whittled down to just 4, with a classic Jackie's fight back on the cards. The Breakers, though, were just enough in front to avoid disaster, winning 94-88.
Lamb pulls the trigger. Knocks it down, Anthony Lamb.
With 4 games left, Tasmania is still third, but just 2 games separate them from 9th, leaving them in a crunch.
We'll be where we're supposed to be. There's no use looking down the schedule.
John Hunt, 7 Tasmania News.
Good evening. Hobart 23 today, Launceston 22, Devonport 21, Burnie 20 degrees. It was another bad hair day across Tasmania, with westerly winds becoming strong and gusty during the afternoon. Showers were persistent about the west and far south. Across the state, Maria Island recorded 23, 21 for Flinders, Grove and Bushy Park, King Island and Strawn both 18, Luncheon Hill 16, Lyweni 14, a couple of degrees warmer than expected. The satellite shows cloudy conditions in the west today and extensive mountainous cloud over the remainder of Tasmania. Large areas of cloud formed over Queensland, New South Wales and the tropical north, where embedded thunderstorms are brewing. Tomorrow, a high pressure system will move over Victoria, directing a northwesterly airstream over the state. West to northwesterly winds 15 to 25 knots, reaching up to 30 knots about the south. West to southwesterly swells building up to 4 metres, although they're likely to decrease during the afternoon. A strong wind warning has been issued tomorrow for coastal waters between Sandy Cape to St Helens Point and also from Wineglass Bay to Low Rocky Point. Forecast for Sunday, Hobart partly cloudy 24, similar conditions for Richmond 25, Ooze cloudy with 23. Partial grey skies for the north tomorrow, Launceston 27, Devonport and Deloraine both 24. Burnie and Curry, partly cloudy, 22 is the maximum, a shower or two for Strawn, 18. 25 for St Helens and Swansea, fine and sunny with no chance of rainfall. Windy on Flinders Island and Whitemark expecting a top of 22. Taking a look now at the 3-day forecast, Monday fine apart from light showers about the west and possible showers about the central east during the late afternoon and evening. Tuesday, possible light showers about the east, then showers developing about the west in the late afternoon, otherwise fine. Wednesday morning showers about the west and far south, fine elsewhere, apart from isolated showers about the northeast. We'll take a quick sticky beak now at mainland conditions tomorrow, the nation's top. Alice Springs expecting a hot and sunny 38 degrees, mostly sunny in Perth and Adelaide with 28, a degree cooler in Sydney 27, showers and a possible storm for Brisbane 30 degrees, 24 and partly cloudy in Melbourne. It's currently windy across the state, unfortunately, Launceston 19, Devonport 18 and Tassie. 4 seasons in one day. I think I'll go home and pop on the Ugg boots and I'll see you again tomorrow night, Michael.
Sounds like a great idea, Kaya, and summer can come back if it wants. Thanks, all your news for now. Thanks for joining us. Have a great evening on 7. Good night.